Alright, in this video we'll look at how we can enable Emmet for JavaScript React in VS Code. If you find this video useful, please like and share it, and do consider subscribing for more of such videos. So if you're watching this video, you probably already know how powerful Emmet can be, but if not, basically Emmet is a built-in VS Code extension which allows you to write code much faster. But the thing about Emmet is that it might not be automatically enabled for all languages that you might be using. So if let's say you have a HTML file over here, and if you try to edit this, if I do an exclamation mark, you see that we have an Emmet abbreviation, and that's by default. So if I click enter, we have a template HTML code generated for us. And if you want to go into the body and say I want a h1 that is a class of header, click enter and there it is. And let's say I want an unordered list, and inside I want 3 list items. And I can do something like this, and there we have it. But what if you want to do this inside your app.js? If you want to do something similar, if I just did h1 with a header class, and you see that I don't get the same result. And that's because by default, we don't have the Emmet abbreviations enabled automatically. So to fix this, there are 2 main ways that you can go about doing this, and I'll show you both ways, and then you can see what's more comfortable for yourself. Alright, so the first way, which is perhaps simpler for most people, is to open up your settings by doing Command comma or Control comma on Windows, and then under the Extensions tab over here, click on it, and look for Emmet, which is by default already enabled, but here you need to also add in JavaScript React. So if I click Add Item, I can just copy this JavaScript and paste it here, and JavaScript React, and paste this over here, click OK, and you notice that now if I go back to app.js and I try to, let's say inside here I want a h1 with a header, we see that now I have Emmet abbreviation. If I click enter, I get the same result as what I had. If you want an unordered list, we also can do this with a list item. There we have it. And so this is really going to speed up the way that you write React code. That's one way you can do this. The other way you can do this is by editing your VS Code settings.json. You can do a Command-Shift-P and search for your settings. Open your user settings over here, and take note that you should be in the user settings.json. And basically if you scroll down, you see that we have Emmet included languages over here. And so this over here was only added when I went into the settings and added in JavaScript React. So basically if you didn't do this, if you have this deleted, then in your settings.json you won't see any included languages. And how would you know what code to write in there? You can actually just go and Google, let's say, Emmet in VS Code, and click on the documentation, and we can search for React. And here you can see, here's the code that you need. Emmet.include languages, JavaScript React. Copy this, and you can also paste it here, and remove the parts that you don't need. So I don't need these 2. And there's an error here because we expected comma. So expected comma comes in here, add in the comma, save, and now if I go back here, let's just do h1p, and there we have it. Alright, so those were the 2 ways that you can edit your settings to enable Emmet in VS Code. If you have any questions about Emmet or suggestions for future videos, please drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.